First of all, I just want to start by saying thank you, God. Um, I'm saying thank you, God, in very, very bad circumstances. And that's because I know the reality of things. I know things are bad with me, and I'm losing a lot of my abilities, my thinking abilities, my just everything. I'm slowly becoming handicapped by this technology. But I have to be thankful because as it's happening in whatever tactical ways they were looking at how to break me down and make me acceptive and gaslight me and try to degrade me, like it's so orchestrated. But I've already experienced it in so many different fashion that it has become very systematic. It's nothing new. It's like they utilize this manipulation of thought process, uh, try to break you down, and then try to make you acceptive of the manipulation that you obviously, that there's not even a doubt, right? Gaslighting is done in such a systematic way. The goal of gaslighting is to put doubts in you. It's supposed to make you believe that whatever is happening to you should be accepted to it. The manipulations are manipulation that rewires you. Perps use everything possible, but it has become so systematic, and I've been so vocal about how they do this that it is so book, like it's like textbook gaslighting, but so systematic. And it's been years of me saying the same thing and them doing the same thing every time. Every time. In different version, try to mix it up, try to find different ways. And maybe if we do this, and it's just been, but it's just too much that in the mix of doing that as a target individual, you just like, you don't even get frustrated anymore. It's like, okay, that's what, it's like more of you just understanding, oh, they were doing this, for that. So I can identify to this. All along, they're doing all this work to try to convince you into something that is you will never. This is the typical gaslighting tactics. For me, at this point, I sound like a freaking a prophet. I can pull a video right now that's gonna sound just like that, but in a different matter. I've been employed by these people who've employed me to try to break me down into accepting this manipulation. The day I got hired, I was like, hey, I made a video 2 months ago, 2 months later, saying these people just hired me for one purpose. They are here to break me down. They are here to degrade me. They are here to break me, to destroy who I am. Some of the people do the same thing in different time. I've made videos of the same people doing that for these things, but not bringing that. It's just so systematically. It's crazy. One of these perp who tried to gaslight me sometime is like, weren't you remember when we did that through this project? You were doing the same thing in different version. Try to like they were trying to set things in these ways. Like I'm like, oh my gosh. For compromise trash, but at this point, I understand the reality of things. Whoever jump in right now, it's too late. You're not gonna redesign reality. Because thankfully, I've been making testimonials that shows a trend of what's happening. And to anybody who's watching me, even these people involved in this, some of them start making fun of me. Say, "Oh, you have doubts now." It's everything. For example, let me just show you how it goes today. I'm employed by people, like I said, their job is to gaslight me. The gaslighting is just not even try to degrade me, to break me down. It's to make me acceptive of today's manipulation. My brain is currently rewired in disgusting ways. I can no longer be myself. I think in these disturbing ways, and it's disgusting. It's hard to function. That is a psychological breakdown. I don't even know how I'm able to function today, but I understand the way I'm functioning today is me functioning under the worst circumstances possible. But I'm going to do everything I can because I want to do my part. Because the things that have been happening to the people involved in this, it shows today. That's one thing they can't deny. They can't rely on how whatever this work thing just went this way or that. That's work. Reality is look at you. All throughout my process, me working, first of all, to understand that I'm working under the circumstances of my brain just being destroyed, right? Who knows what's going on in my brain? I know I'm no longer 100% in my brain. My brain has been destroyed. My thought process are completely rewired. I'm no longer functioning as an able human being 100%. What I have, what I'm capable of doing today is a miracle for me to be able to do in the first place. So you putting me in a situation, you looking at me in a situation where this man is no longer fully functional, but he's doing this with this level of brain capacity. Psychologically be broken down, mentally distracted 24/7. It's so hard for me to function. It's so hard. But this bottom feeders want me, it's like you understand that I have accepted the reality. Target individual, accept the reality of what's happening to you. You be the genius in this circumstance, because this low life will try to prove you wrong by, I'm like, first of all, look at me in these circumstances. Of course I'm going to make errors. Of course I'm going to be confused. Of course my brain is manipulated. Of course. This is how, and I know I'm being influenced to think in certain ways. They've done this thing, right? They do this so often. They have these tactics of making me think a certain way to prove me wrong. Influence my thoughts to go a certain way, so when I realize it's not true, they're like, you see, it's you thought. They do that so often. It loses even the whole, it doesn't even hit anymore. They do it all the time. At one point, you guys made me think this way, so I can, influencing to think this way, so it's so systematic. What you heard me say, I say that every other day. And it's happening every day. Nothing new. The influence of my thoughts is supposed to think this way. So when things are that way, they'll be like, you see. And so it's just random. Things that's, okay, why not think that way? But sometimes it's just too forced. It's just so always forced. It's like, it's becoming so predictable. It's like, okay, you're making me think in this way, so you can prove me wrong. Target individual, what we are dealing with is the cognitive alteration and warfare type of tactics. We are used as guinea pigs. They're utilizing this technology that can take over your brain, your thought process, influence your thought process in so many ways. Me is so deep. And so they want you to start identifying with the way things are being forced into your brain today. For me, it's this disgusting pedophilia type of torture that is so foul. They've done that to so many other people. The validation are destructive. There is when they talk about validations, there is validation in the world that even in my brain, with the brain I have today, it's impossible to make me identify with this manipulation. One, I know myself. I know I will not get these stimulations. But two, I know these people do that to the other people. And it's been well validated. So these people, the tactics they've been using is, what we're going to do is, when he makes an error, when we confuse him, when he thinks this way toward this thing in this way, we then going to we're going to come and try to make him believe, you see how you thought this was that? You thought that? So these manipulations are what we're doing is we're just analyzing your brain and mapping your brain. It is pure gaslighting 101. Understand that's the purpose. They come with all tonalities, you see. Okay, so I'm going to give you, when I say now you see, it's just the tonality of how these perps talk to me via voice to squall, V2K. They use childlike people that when they talk in this fashion, wanting to sound mysticful, they create this childlike tonality, now you see. It's so sad. It's so pathetic. Now, let me give you an example. I'm in a field. Let's just say I'm going to create some different thing. I am. It's going to sound familiar. Let's just say I sell shoes. A pair of shoes is selling very well. It's been trending, selling this well. That shoe sells good 1 month, extremely high. You start saying, "Oh, okay. Well, looking at this shoe of this, the sale of this shoe, it makes sense to invest more in that shoe. It's more cost efficient, and it's driving a lot of sales for very low. Invest in that." I'm not in shoe sales, but I'm just trying to bring that up. You see the trend of that? Okay, you call that easy call. Things go up. You call out, "Hey, listen, this is working right now. Let's stick to that. It appears to be working well." I'm this person working on that. In the midst of me trying to work on that, they bombard me with so much other stuff, left and right, hard. And you try to make it hard for me to focus on everything, right? So he's still able to call out things, try to manage to work, right? My coworkers are perps, so they do whatever they can to disorient me, to confuse me, to try to break me down, while my brain is being destroyed. So then I'm bombarded with multiple different assignments. And then there's a quarter review of this shoe sale. Now you're looking at everything in a quarter level and you see, "Oh my God, that shoe overall just did so good." And so you call that out, and then you kind of focus on other things, because as a target individual, they're not going to let you work in peace, right? They're going to make you work in this fashion, where they're going to make it hard for you to work. You understand? This is a perplexity.